what can you tell other people about Rochester?
Collectively, man, we have a lot of talent, and it's pretty diverse. I mean, I don't travel, probably not even close as much as you have, but whether I go online or visiting somewhere, I feel like, and I'll try to look into their local like entertainment, especially the hip hop shit, because that's really all I can connect with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not messing with our shit, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like single anybody out, but collectively we have a handful of very, very talented people.
And as far as like shows, for you, getting back to the performance aspect, how did you get what helped you to get comfortable performing in front of people? Was there something you would think about? Was there a certain place you would go mentally? Did you picture people in their underwear?
No, it's hard to say because like I remember my first show. It was my first experience. It wasn't my first time I had like been in front of a bunch of people rapping and nothing like that, but it was the first time like I had like a proper introduction and my name was on the flyer and things like that, and I just remember like zoning out, not remembering it at all.
Yeah.
And that still happens somewhat this day. Like I'll ask around like, yo, how'd I do? And people think I'm like fishing for compliments. Well, really, I don't know. I don't remember it. You know what I mean? Because I was zoned the fuck out.
Yeah.
And when I see video of it, I'm like, yo, I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, I think it's the same way. When anytime I talk in public on a stage or something, I'm like, I get lost. Like I almost sometimes you forget what you're saying. I think it's hard, man. It's gotta be hard as an MC.
It's
remembering the words.
It's just well, being like a musician or any type of artist of any kind, you kind of it's a journey, man. You learn who you are and what you're good at, and me is just being silly. So the more shows I've done, the more comfortable I've been just getting up there and like sharing myself with people, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Have you had to experiment with different types of styles or like attitudes to figure out what you're comfortable with, or even to figure out who you are? Because you talk about like your first that demo, right? The freestyle or songs, freestyles.
Songs, freestyles, and snippets.
That one, which you can download. Where can you get that right now?
AcoliveMusic.com.
So, but you know, I told you that I love that Philly Flacco song, and I know you think it's a poor representation of who you are. So how did that music come about? And just tell me more about that project.
That project is probably at least 3 years worth of music. That I recorded in Kev's basement.
So it's just a compilation to get out?
Basically, there's at least like timeline-wise 3 years of me beginning to record, and you know, you kind of see progress from beginning to end. Yeah.
And that's one of the first tracks, isn't it?
Philly Flacco. Yeah, I remember I got the beat. The beat was produced by a guy named Joe Niz from Sweden, who I found on MySpace. I just hit him up, and he started sending me beats, and we were working on the project, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to like to work with somebody if I can't see him face to face, like every now and then.
Right.
And I've never even had a phone conversation with him, so you know, it got kind of tedious trying to communicate with somebody on instant messenger or whatever. But yeah, and that was Philly Flacco. The beat was called Sabotage.
Okay.
And it was mega short. We had to loop the shit out of it. And that's why like the verses they're not like 8, 16 bars. They're just like all over the place, and the hook comes in whenever I felt like it. But I feel it is a poor representation of me now. I mean, back then, the music I grew up listening to, the hip hop anyway, is more so like, it's very braggadocious, and the main point of it is just the lyricism and the wittiness and the shit talking, basically. That song is just like cold-hearted shit talking. It's funny and it's entertaining, and that's really it. But when I'm trying to show people what I can do, that's not a joint that I'll like reference, because it's just it's like the early stages, I guess.